steps forward last week, or not last week. Well, yeah, last week before the bye week, we took some steps forward, and we got to build on that.
Zeke, how's your hamstring doing? We saw you working on resistance course at the beginning of practice for a little bit, and are you still limited?
It's a little tight, it's a little stiff, but I worked through it today in practice. I was able to finish practice and be out there with the guys, which was great. But it's just something that I'm working on day to day, getting a lot of extra PT and work on it just so I can have it ready for Sunday.
Do you feel better about it going into this game than you did the Steelers game?
I do feel more comfortable.
Did it impact you in that game at all? Did you notice it on certain runs as the game went along?
I kind of felt it a little bit, I would say, in the first quarter. But by the second quarter and the second half, I felt fine. I didn't feel anything.
Zeke, you've always said stats don't really matter that much to you. It's about winning games. Is there a part of you that has to kind of fight the frustration as the season goes on without a 100-yard game, or do you not let yourself get frustrated?
My frustration is that we're 2-7, not that I haven't had a 100-yard game. So, we're just trying to come together as a team and find a way to go win a football game.
When you reflect on the last couple of days when you guys were off, you look at your record at 2-7. Is there any one thing you can look to and say, when we fix this, we can move forward?
I would probably say the biggest thing is just the turnovers. Obviously, I had a bunch of fumbles early in the season, and I would say in the past couple games, the last two games specifically, I think we gave it away in the red zone, which is not good. When you get in the red zone, you gotta get points. So I would say just the main focus on it for our offense is just protect the football, end every possession with a kick.
Zeke, Minnesota talked last year when y'all played them about stopping you, as many teams do. What do you think they did last year that was so effective to stop you? And do you look at that film from your game last year to see what you need to do, or does the defense look pretty different now?
Honestly, I forgot that we played them last year. I don't know. I gotta go back and watch that one.
How big is it to have Andy back for you this week?
Is that? Oh, go ahead.
You good?
No, it's definitely great to have Andy back out there. Yeah, we're gonna surround him. We gotta protect him. He looked good out there.
Does it open things up in the playbook now that he's back and what you're able to do against Philly and Pittsburgh?
I think it does. Just because he's been in the system long enough, and it's kind of tough when you get a guy like Garrett who's coming in. He's only been for 3 weeks, and then you throw him in a game, and he's got to command the offense. But Garrett, he did a hell of a job. I think it does open a little bit more up with Andy back.
Zeke, Coach McCarthy talked to us about what he called across the hall with the defensive coaches working with y'all earlier in the week. What does that mean for the running backs, and can you tell us a little bit about that?
Across the hall is just basically you meet with the position coach that you go against on defense. So like the offense, so running backs, we meet with the linebackers. Receivers, we'll meet with the cornerback coach. So and then you talk to the coach, and they tell you, they do a study of your film. So after the first 9 weeks, he looked at our film, and then he basically, we kind of had like an open conversation about what he would think if he was preparing against me. And then it's like an open dialogue, so we can all grow as football players.
Anything surprising come out of that?
No.
Anything else?
Look at your record, Zeke, and where you guys are right now, that you're still in this thing. Is it unbelievable that you can still be at 2-7 and still have a chance?
It is kind of crazy to be 2-7 and still have a chance. But I think I said that to you guys after the Steelers game, and you guys kind of act surprised I said that. But everything is ahead of us. We just gotta go out there and find a way to win a football game.
Does that help a lot with the motivation based on how this season has unfolded to this point to still have that there in place for you?
I don't think we really need much motivation. Just for me, and I know a lot of guys on this team, we're competitors. No one likes to go out there and lose football games. I think it's been, a month since we won a football game, and that it sucks. It sucks. So, we're hungry, and we're going to go figure out how to win.
You good?
Yep. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay. Can you hear me? You good?
Yeah.
Good, Scott?
Morning.
All right, good morning.
You can go ahead and start talking about the decision with the football operations staff creating kind of your own bubble over at the hotel and how that'll work for the remainder of the season.
Definitely. I mean, it's something that we've been talking about for quite some time about creating, a safe, haven for the staff, and I think you have to give, the Jones families, a lot of credit for establishing this system of protocol that's in place with being able to test for our families. But as of right now, we have the staff in the Omni Hotel just to get us through this this transition period. So and once again we're doing everything we possibly can to make our workplace as safe as possible.
Was this a discussion that was underway, and then just with the increased protocol, intensive protocol after Pittsburgh, it just accelerated the conversations, and you looked at all the factors and decided it was time to do it, or?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I would, concur that was the timeline of how things came into place. But I can't tell you. It's really, frankly, for me personally, it's just been one constant conversation with with Jerry, Steven, Will McClay, Todd Williams. Is just throughout this whole process of how can we improve. We're very, very fortunate to have an incredible facility to open up our space and so we can continue to work and work together. But this opportunity that we have in front of us, we want to make sure we keep everybody as safe as possible during this COVID challenge.
You mentioned kind of a transition period with the testing part of it. Is there a hope that the staff might be able to go back home at some point before the season's over? But how does that look?
I mean, that's all part of it. And the biggest thing is to get our families, as part of the same testing program that we're under. We obviously, the staff has been testing every single day, since we came back for training camp. So just trying to create the same environment for our families.
How are your advanced scouts and your college scouts handling everything? Are you guys going out as much as you would in the past?
Well, I know Will McClay's been having meetings with our guys, and they're off site currently. But as far as how many visits they've done and so forth, I couldn't tell you in detail.
Has Andy Dalton been activated yet from the reserve COVID-19 list, and will he practice today?
Yes, both Andy and Ty Crawford will be activated today. That should be on today's waivers.
You look at Minnesota, obviously you have a long history of playing them when you're in Green Bay. Does their defense look the same, even with different names? Is Zimmer still doing the same stuff?
Definitely. I mean, they're obviously younger in the back end, and have had some injuries in the front. But when you watch Harrison Smith and just the pre-snap disguise and the things that they've always done so well, I think particularly the last 3 weeks that that they've really been playing in sync. I was impressed with the performance Monday night against Chicago. But I think schematically you're seeing a lot of the similarities. Third down and the situational football has always been a schematic challenge, and I see that to be the case when we line up Sunday.
What makes them such a good run team?
Excuse me?
What makes them such a good run team?
Well, they're committed to it. I think they do a really good job of committing to it as far as attempts, particularly last month. I can't say enough about Cook, and just you watch him progress from his rookie year. I mean, he's a dynamic player. I mean, you see he's a lot more comfortable in Gary Kubiak's system. I think when you look at the relationship of the fullback and the halfback, and the speed of how they, particularly in their wide outside zone schemes, the ability to take up the slack, they're hitting the hole a lot quicker than I recall. So I mean, I think that's a product of the run blocking unit and the backs being